When Kayla came to the hospital because her husband suspected a seizure, we did some imaging studies and found out that she had a brain tumor.
I was pushing her and trying to get her to turn over, but she wouldn't. So then I was thinking something's weird, something's wrong here. So continued to shake her. And finally decided to call 911 because I thought she might be having a stroke.
At that point, I was consulted to evaluate her and discuss with her the treatment option. Surgery is a very important part in treatment of brain tumors because not only we provide the tissue for the diagnosis that help with other treatments, but as well can release the pressure from the brain, or even it's part of the treatment to remove completely the tumor.
When I had found out that the tumor was cancerous, I had been released from the hospital and I was awaiting for the tumor board to take place with our entire incredible team of doctors.
Then together we met with other specialists that treat specifically brain tumors in our multidisciplinary tumor board, where we discussed the best option for treatment of Kayla. And that's how we came out to the decision that a resection of the brain tumor would have been the best treatment options for her.
So Kayla is an event planner at a winery, which means that she has to listen to people and figure out what they want and then figure out how to make that happen. And that's similar in many ways to what we do as a multidisciplinary group to take care of people with brain tumor.
The treatment decision is always determined in a multidisciplinary manner. And for her, our thought was to use radiation and chemotherapy after surgery. Our first priority is always to treat the tumor and do our best at minimizing the tumor from growing back. But with proton therapy, we can afford to think about things additional to that also, including how do we minimize radiation going to the opposite side of the brain.
And then my part after the radiation was twofold. One is to oversee the chemotherapy and also to make sure that we're looking at her as a whole person and managing any symptoms or side effects that are coming along, and make sure that we're supporting her to get back to her normal life.
Going into something like that, you know, I didn't know what I was in store for, right? But I just knew that I was in the hands of an incredible team. We have 3 incredible children who are just the joy of our lives, and there was a point where I couldn't care for them quite the way that I always had, and that was, you know, devastating and heartbreaking to think of their future without their mama. And so the fact that I'm, you know, back to our normal routine of making breakfast and school lunches and being there for them and caring for them is the greatest blessing in the world. And so to be back to work and help all my brides and grooms and, you know, get them down the aisle and just, you know, being that presence and that calming force for them.
Our days are often long and challenging, but patients like Ms. Kayla really encourages us too. You know, she was such a positive person who was encouraging to others around her, although she was the one who was undergoing cancer therapy.
This is what makes us unique here at Inova in our brain and spine tumor program, because of putting the patient at the center of our treatment and their journey. It's made much easier, in my opinion, because of that.
The team of doctors at Inova Schar, they have really been earth angels to myself and my family, because they've been there right along the way with us.
It's been a good trip so far, and we've only seen, you know, good results so far, and that's what I'm grateful for, is, you know, them taking care of my wife and keeping her with me, because I wasn't ready to lose her.